Hi, I'm Adam, and this is Modern Windows Phone Video. This is video 3 of our Introduction to Windows Phone series. Like I've said in the other videos, the point of this series is to help people who are new to Windows Phone to get up to speed quickly and kind of learn all the tips and tricks that you learn over the course of a couple months, help you get up to speed fast and get the most out of it. In the previous videos, we've covered kind of like basic Windows Phone stuff, how the UI works, the start screen, tiles, things like that. And now, as the videos go on, we're going to start getting into individual apps. And today we're going to cover kind of like sync and contact management, messaging, email, all the kind of basic communication stuff you're going to do with a phone. We're going to see how to like sync different accounts, and after you sync accounts, what you do with that. One of my favorite things about Windows Phone is instead of jumping from app to app to app, the OS actually does a lot for you. You actually use the OS to do things like look at information on your friends or to communicate with people. It makes for a really consistent experience, and it makes it so that you get like really fast with the OS. You kind of remember where things are, and you don't have to constantly jump into all these different apps all the time where everything looks different and stuff. So with that, you'll see I got the preview of the screen over here, and I'm actually going to show the phone on the screen. I'm going to switch around to the back camera on my Surface, and so you can kind of see what I'm tapping and follow along. So let's get to it. All right, so what we're going to look at today is syncing and accounts, messaging, things like that. The first thing we're going to look at is how to add an account. So you probably have like a Gmail account, Facebook, maybe like LinkedIn, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Windows Phone can actually sync all those and kind of present all the data from all those different accounts in a unified, consistent way. So we're going to go to Settings, which is the tile with the gear on it. We're going to say Email and Accounts. You can see I got a bunch of stuff set up in here. I've got my live account, I've got Twitter, I've got Facebook, and what we're going to show here is the process of adding a Gmail account, or a Google account really. You can add a whole bunch of different stuff in here, but I don't really use Google stuff, so I don't have a Google account set up. So I'm going to add the Google account that they compulsory forced me to create in order to use YouTube. So I'm going to do Add Account, and I'm going to select Google, and I'm going to put in the username and password here. I'm going to probably cut this next part of the video so that you can't see my password. Okay, so we've got my Google username and password in there, so we're going to hit Sign In. And so it's doing its initial sync. That'll take a second. Okay, now we can tap on it. We can see it's syncing email, contacts, and calendar. It's downloading content every 2 hours. We could do every 15 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever. It's downloading 7 days worth of email. And like I said before, it's doing email, contacts, and calendar. So now that we have that on there, what are we going to see? Well, at the bottom of our start screen, we're going to now have a Google Mail tile. So Windows Phone doesn't have like a central email app. Instead, every time you add an email account, it creates a new tile dedicated to that email account. So like if we go into Google Mail, this is just Google Mail. But if I go up to my live account here, this is my live account, and the two are kept separate. A lot of people, I like that. I like to keep things separate, but a lot of people like a unified inbox. So if you want a unified inbox, this is how you can set that up. Go to either email account, click the ellipsis to get to the menu, and do link inboxes. I'll select live here. And now I'm going to have my unread mail. I'm going to have my mail from both accounts. And you can see the logo on the tile actually changed from a live logo to like 2 email accounts. When you're in email, some useful stuff. There are tabs across the top. We can look at just unread mail, which is very handy. You can click the plus to send a mail, and if you have linked inboxes, it's going to ask you what account you want to send from. So you can send from Modern Windows Fan. The email app is pretty simple. Down the bottom here, you've got, you can add a new mail, you can select mail. So if you want to like batch delete, boom, boom, boom. You can also, let me see how to do this. You can long press to delete. So you've got a couple of different options there. You can search on the server and in the mailbox. You can get to the add email account right from here, which is the same thing we looked at earlier. I'm going to actually undo the linking. And now we can see I've got my live email back and Google Mail. So that's how, after you set up an account that provides email, that's what you'll see. You'll see a new tile, and you could, pin that anywhere. It's also going to show up in your app list. So if we go to like G, there's Google Mail under games there. So when you add an account that provides email, that's what you're going to see. So it also synced the contact list. So after you have you're going to want to sync your your Facebook and your Gmail and all that stuff. And once you have that all set up, you should have some contacts, and you can access those in the People Hub. So it's under People. Now the People Hub is like a contacts management app, but a lot richer. Instead of just a dumb list of people, you can actually get a lot of really good information from it. So of course, here is a list of people. Just like we've seen in other places, if we tap these headers, we can get an alphabetical listing, so we can jump right to a letter in the alphabet. But there are tabs here. We can see what's new. So these are the newest social updates from various people in my contact list. That's really handy. And you can, tap it and you can reply to it, and you're right from your People app to what's going on in your feed in one tab. And this is unified. This is going to have your Twitter. See, you can see here, Twitter, Facebook. I could just see Facebook if I wanted, or I could see all accounts. So very cool. You can see the people that you've dealt with most recently, which is very handy. You can create rooms and groups, which I'll cover in another video. It's a little more in depth. Back to our people list. Now, this is really useful because these kind of like tiles it creates for each of these people have a lot more information than just a dumb contact list. So let's go to somebody here. Let's go to my sister, Diana. So this has her, her basic contact information, her email address. It has her picture. It also has her most recent status update. You can see what's new, and you can see the status updates and her posts and what she's commented on and stuff on the social networks online. Now this is really cool. You go to photos, and we can actually start to look at her Facebook photos right here, right from the contact list. And we can see the history, all the things she and I have talked about. And then from here, it's really easy to get into a chat. So if I do text and chat, I'm right into a chat window. And now what's really cool is I can send a text message, but you see this arrow button down here. If I hit the ellipsis, we can say it's called switch. I can choose to hit her on Facebook or text. So right from the People Hub, going to a contact, you can see their status updates. You can text them, call them, see their photos. I mean, it's really cool. In my opinion, it creates like an app for that person. So what's really useful, you can see I do this up here, is you can then pin people. So like, I'll go to people and select my mother here, Christine Zinna. Oh, she's already pinned to the start. I'll pick someone else, my buddy Chris here. If you pin to the start, you get a tile and you get access to that. So, what's new, photo albums, history. So it makes it a super convenient way to kind of keep up with people. And so once you have your account synced, you'll probably want to do what I do and pin your most contacted and closest people to your start screen. So I can, click on my buddy Brian and get right into a text with them. I can switch to Facebook, and I don't even have to switch apps. I don't even have to, go into another thing. It's all in Windows. It's really powerful, really cool. So we've covered kind of the tech stuff and some of the email stuff. We can show the calendar. It has an agenda list, a to-do list, a day list. We can go to today. We can do a month view, and it kind of zooms out. You can tap on any day. If you go to settings, it shows you can set for each of these. Like here's my Google Calendar, and I could set that to orange, and I could set my finances to emerald. You can set different colors. You can turn different calendars on and off, and this all syncs based on your accounts. So like you'd have your Google account and all that stuff. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show. So when you sync your contact lists from all these different apps, you're probably going to end up with duplicate entries. You're going to end up with people that you have in Google and people you have in Facebook. And what you can do is you can link those. So if I go to my friend Brian here and I click the link button down the bottom, we can see that I've got a Hotmail profile for him, I've got a Skype profile, and a Facebook. So let's say there was another one that it didn't pick up. I could go to choose contact, and I could select some other Brian account. So you can link people so that you don't end up with duplicates, and so that you see all their information in the People Hub. And the last thing I wanted to show, one of the most useful entries in the People Hub is your own. So if you go to People, right up at the top here is you. You click on yourself, you'll want to pin this to the start screen. You can see I've got me pinned to the start screen. It's not just because I like to see my own pretty face. This is really useful. From your own People entry, your own People Hub, you can post an update. You can post it to Twitter or Facebook. Pick who you want to share it with, public, friends of friends. So you can post to Twitter and Facebook right from your People entry. You can check in. So if you're at a restaurant and you want to check in on Facebook, you can do that right here. You can set your chat status. So one thing, if you want to be able to chat with people through the People Hub, so we're going to set the chat status to offline. Then if I go to my buddy Brian, we don't see the chat. If I go to text, it says Facebook is offline. If you don't see that switch button to switch from text to Facebook, make sure you've set this chat status to available, and you'll see it in there. But so right from here, you can set chat status, you can check in, you can post an update, you get notifications, so any tweets or any new messages or anything like that is going to show up. You can see kind of new stuff that people have sent to you or have tried to contact you. So this is super useful. So after you have your accounts and everything set up, you're definitely going to want to pin yourself to the start screen, and you're definitely going to want to pin the people closest to you to your start screen. So the stuff we've gone over today, in this episode, the accounts and sync, this is some of my favorite stuff about Windows. I don't like being on iOS. I don't like going from a Gmail app to an email app to a Facebook chat app to a text app to I can't stand that. It feels like the OS is just a launch pad for other people's apps. It seems like the OS doesn't do anything. And with Windows Phone, you set all this stuff up and you actually use the OS. You actually use Windows. If I want to, post an update, I can post an update. Recording a new video. Just post that to Twitter for modern Windows. You can never type when people are watching you, right? and boom, posted right to Twitter, right from my People Hub. I didn't have to launch Twitter. I didn't have to wait for that. It's a nice, consistent experience. So I would recommend that if you're new to Windows Phone, get used to this way of using your phone. Set up your accounts, get all your accounts set up your email, whether you're like a unified inbox or discrete inboxes, and pin people to your start screen and start using the People Hub and start using the little apps it creates for people and start using your own People Hub entry to post and to check in and to look at people's photos. When you want to talk to somebody or you want to see what someone's been up to, hit the People Hub first or hit their People Hub applet first. Rather than running right to Facebook or Twitter. You'll get more information from more places and it's a bit more fun. So in the next episode, I think we'll be looking at Xbox Music. Thanks very much.